Hello, I am PhantomDogman and welcome to Everlasting Summer. So this game is visual novel game. You can see because of gallery. Well, probably there's gallery in other genres of game, but yeah. So I couldn't find anything a different game which was free and without those microtransactions bullshit. So yeah, well of course this is free. Of course this is free with visual novel. I think it's free on all platforms which there is. So there is this website of this game, and if this is Android version from which I downloaded from Google Play, this should be censored, well, censored or PG version, but yeah. And also, I am thinking completing only one road, well maybe I will change my mind by if I get really bad road. And also, in this visual game there is maybe not scary but a quest. Then timid I forgot that what well some get scary or creepy, oh creepy. Yep. Maybe it's creepy, but let's jump in already. Nice motion job. Okay, and this is dream. I was having that dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning socially. Okay. Why you forgot all the dreams only remember? Yeah. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of memory will remain. Of gates, I'll open it as if inviting me somewhere. With two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. And also that strange grill. Folk keeps asking me. Okay, what is she asking? And probably I will be, I want to say, probably I mostly will be reading this, which I shouldn't be doing, but I don't know. This was, damn it, the robot I didn't need. Come, but where? And why? How did this do it? Really game, really, of course if it happened in real life, I would generally have been scared. Those controls doesn't work. Okay, finally it worked. And okay, good thing it's like that. Wait, that kind of ground close game. Well, what else would one expect to feel? I don't know. But this is just dream. Of course, if it is just dream. The same when I say every night. Well, maybe you should think something more. There must be a reason. You don't out of nowhere or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention. Since everything that surrounds me here is real. Well, maybe it's not. It's real as things in my own blood. I could open the gates, hear the inch creak, brush the crumbling grass away, with my hand inhale the fresh cool air and shiver from the cold. That's cold place. Well, I did mention this game was made by Russians, that's why that's saying this Russian. I could, but to that I would need to pick myself up, take a step mobile and but this is stream, I understand it, but what of it? What does my understand change? Because it's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fake and static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single techno. There isn't any static noise. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be faking some. Really? Okay. Maybe I should ask here something simple. Okay. What you will ask? What's your name? And put the stars for instance. Why is the stars out? I rather ask about the gates. Yes, the gate. Well, okay. She would be so surprised. Or better, I thought over an I was called title, but the thought over J was called subscripted. Okay, what's that this part about this? Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars out of it displays? Yeah, I was kinda skinted. Because even if I am having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look careful, you can see the marginal clouds. As if I ended up in the sounder as we had. Okay, that. In a dream, come on. In a dream, there are the small things that catch your attention. An unnatural color or grass, impulsive course or night of straight lines, or your own distorted reflection. Well, the real danger, which call but an end to everything, right here and now seems trivial. Actually, I did make screens. Okay, mate. It's natural, since here you cannot die. Well, maybe you can. Well, I don't. I know it for so. I've done it hundreds of times. Okay. But if you cannot die, is there a point in my being? Okay, it's. Well, I hopefully won't spoil anything. Because I played this before at. Not before, I played on PC versions really long time ago. Before and well, actually before enrolling or while I was in technical school. Oh, I don't remember. I should ask Sekil. She is local, she should know. Then they do follow your dreams then. Okay, sorry about that. But that stupid me. Well, it's not really stupid me, but it's all like this. Yes, exactly. I should ask it about the own, for example. Oh, it's moving. One strange bit is it? Doubt. It doesn't matter. Will you come with me? Okay, she asked. And every time I have to answer. It's the only way, otherwise the dream will never end. And I will never wake up. Okay. So, I'm tempted to press that no. I can't say, okay, that wrong thing like this was to open my new. Okay, finally, save game. Okay, I saved game. Okay, I will press this. I don't know why I did this, but I don't know. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. Where I am, what I am doing here, who is she, and why does so much in my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. Really, that's all? Or something that will be more? Okay, more well, actually, I am playing this game, well, reading this visual novel from Bone. Okay, it's really, that. Wait, that's. Don't tell me that's Fortune search. Okay, that's some kind of Russian site. Says computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. That monitor didn't sleep, that monitor. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself and its own thoughts and wishes. Ambitions that it feeling go slow and suffer. As if in our relationship, the screen wasn't an instrument. It was me who was lifeless space of blessing and texture. There is some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my combinations with the outside fault. Kinda same for me. Anonymously, image boards some chats from time to time, rarely ICQ or Shepard, and forums even more rarely. Okay, I don't know what's those says and don't jump scary. I don't know why I think there will be jumps there here. People on the other end of the internet cable simply do not exit. They exit, well, can it exit? All of them are simply creations of its thick imaginations, an error in the source code, or a kernel bug which started living a life of its own. Okay. Don't blink your eyes, please. Okay. Do this faster, please. Okay. With one look at my existence from the outside, just struggled would seem crazy, and a pathologist would be surely give me a bunch of superstitious diagnoses, and maybe break me a doctor's revolver to a lonely bit. Okay, I don't know what's this. Oh, it's daylight. I guess it's daylight. It's morning. Finally, it's morning, I guess. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out the window on the grey mechanisms running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. Damn, that mousing stopped working, that sucks. Okay, now it's returned back. Well, of course it didn't all start like this. I was born, went to the school and finished it, like an all the others. I was accepted at a university where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it. Damn, I still don't for. But it all felt like it was not mine. I should take it from another man's biography. and I can't find any jobs for that I go to, and also there isn't any clothes. I wasn't living life to its fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles. Like in the movie Groundhog Day. Okay, I don't know about that movie. It's just that I had no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself in vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness and misery and despair. Okay, despair. I know other game and only which are well, I guess it's plot point for about despair. For the last few years, I just sat in front of the screen all day. Sometimes there were many outdoors, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my own, and my combinations with other people almost exclusively consist of online correspondence with the animals who have no real name, no gender, no age. Well, say, okay. So in a brief, quite typical life of quite typical antisocial persons of his system, okay. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale without dumpster related visions. Maybe some ugly expected out there feel like out. I guess there was meant outdoor feel like a novel about me, and it will become a contemporary classic of modern literature. Actual visual novels are literature. I guess it is. It's already written. Okay, that's this kind of far breaking on that. Or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of following myself? I tried many times, but couldn't even come up with a simple short story. Damn, I can't even work on my own story. I tried working on visual novels. Couldn't well, I kinda proud of that story. I guess that script is still dead. But I couldn't make any visual novel because I am bad at drawing and I couldn't find anyone for gold make. I tried to learn many other things as well. Damn it. I tried to learn other things also. And I don't know learn, but at least try. Not gifted enough to drown. Program it got bored. Well, I didn't get program it bored, but I don't know where I could program Bored lanterns. Takes too much time. I can say. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but still, I never want to call it a myself scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and grand myself of name internet things. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a better person, and the richest person too. But I doubt it will fill the holes inside me. Oh nice. Today was another typical day of typical Virlo's typical life. That too much typical sentence. And today is a day when I have to go to my university renovator. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to. But this is the point. The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate, and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. Okay, I guess it's something. Okay, I guess it's something or no? Well, let's see. Time out. Should probably stop. But I tried this as should wrote it no answer. Well, I don't know. Okay, you can see my face. Well, maybe at least for 10 minutes I will play. Now, first day even. But stop fighting. I never liked winter. Throughout summer, it's not my season either. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is out there when you stay at home 24/7. Suppose today was running so late that I was able to course it all and spend my last few hundreds rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual are, millions of thoughts flow through my mind, but there was nothing a single awfulness onto his size. Just thought that you could bring into existence, give a sharp door into an idea and put into practice. Maybe I could start my own business, but where I thought I get the money from. Or maybe I could go back to working in an office? No, no way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have? And who would want me after all? Okay, there's a lot of questions. I suddenly remember my childhood, or rather my teen years, the time when I was 15 to 17 years old. Why actually those years? No idea. Simply no idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. I guess it was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I know actually how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and time for the things. I liked computer, football, going out with friends. And then at the beginning of the next week, I take up my studies again. Back then, there were no such worrying questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, and so on to myself today. So about that grayish childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished more from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from social network profile, along with the feeling which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Okay, and in this game there will be that a crash or not. I don't I don't remember. However, giants tenderets the desert to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start conversations. But on air to discuss and how to attract her. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time. But where I could meet one anyway. I don't know. You could meet. Oh, finally, okay. For 10 posts. The sound of engine brought me back to reality. I suppose of there was something normal about it, I thought. Then again, it doesn't matter, only the 410 runs this road. Okay, really? Then why did you think there? Or you needed to get on 410? Okay, what's with that, like, street lights? But maybe it's as if they gold like sparks inside of me, trying to ignite feeling like that. Or maybe not ignite, just awake them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for a long time, slumbering and waking up again, really. And I can't slumbering. The driver's radio was playing some very familiar tone, but I wasn't listening to it. I was listening to cars passing by trucks and forget a window. It's really forget, okay? It doesn't seem like it. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something, and it's stuck in their own little force, while full they care about mine. They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. Every person has some problems, small or large, but have some problems. You can't ignore for sure, since all people are different, or are they? Mostly are different. Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you try to look inside itself, you will only see impenetrable darkness. The bus was approaching downtown, and my thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched this light show, and someone I got terribly sleepy. And both made you sleepy. My eyes closed just for a moment, and what then? Not exactly. Okay, sorry about that laughing. You just saw that. Well, I placed that reason and you placed that thing. Okay, okay, that's there. Oh, okay. Even though this is in English version, Stipla and those neighbors in Russia didn't think about that game. They were okay, they fun, okay. I don't know, for some reason I thought that was by pressing no, I will be getting over at the end. Actually, doesn't. Okay. Well, I leave this episode here. Sorry if that topic sound was. I leave this episode here. If you enjoy it, like it, and maybe subscribe. Bye.